they should be worried because I just did their job in less than 20 minutes. Backend, database, payments, all automatic, using an AI tool that costed me $0. And by the end of this video, you'll be more dangerous than most backend developers. Here's what we are doing today. We'll be building a membership site that charges real money. But here's the twist. We are not writing a single line of code. No Node.js, no Python, no database query, nothing. Instead, we'll be using Google Antigravity to generate website and a special tool within Antigravity to add third-party connections. So if you want a production ready app which would have costed you thousands of dollars ready in just a few minutes, then let's get started. Open Antigravity, and if you don't already have it installed, go to antigravity.google, click on this download button. Now select your operating system as well as architect and download your installer. Follow the steps in your installer and you'll end up on a screen like that. Now open one of your workspaces or create a new folder. Click on open folder and choose the folder that you want to open or create one from here, and then give the permission. Now you'll have this layout right here. Let me explain it real quick. On your left you'll have all your files listed out. On your right you have the agent chat where you can enter in prompt which will later turn into website. And in the center you have the file viewer where you can access multiple files. Now for a perfect and premium website, you'll need clarity. You must have an exact vision in your mind which you are trying to build. And if you don't have it yet, simply use any of the AI tools to brainstorm your idea. Like, check this out. I used Google Gemini to brainstorm my idea of creating a private event club website. Now it floated me different ideas like the vibe and the brand identity, and I chose from those, refining it a bit, coming to a clear vision. After which I asked Gemini itself to give me a brief document that has my brand identity, color theme, styling, what sort of tech stack should I use, etc. So it gave me these guidelines and this whole text right, and all I did was enter in all this data about what sort of things did I wanted to create the documentation for. Now I've added those things into two of my files, which is the design reference and technical reference. You can even go ahead and simply paste it in your text box, but this is how I like to do it. Coming to our agent here, make sure that you are using the planning mode and you can choose any model of your choice. I'm going to choose this Gemini 3 Pro. Now to refer these files, all you have to do is click on @ and select files and choose the document that you want to refer. And here's the prompt that I'm using. Simply going to hit enter and wait for it to generate an implementation plan as well as a task list. Also, Antigravity informs you every time it finishes a response, so even if it's in the background, you can go ahead, check it out. Now here we have our implementation plan. You can go ahead, review it, and if you have any changes, all you have to do is add in the comment in the line that you want to make change in and simply provide a short description of the change that you want. Now you can add multiple comments in this whole document and then simply send it back to Gemini to start implementing with the new changes. Also, here's the task list. Now I'm going to ask it to create just the front end of the website. There we go. It will ask you for permission to run some of the commands. All you have to do is click on accept and it will get back to work. Okay, so here it says that it has created the front end for us, the landing page that we asked it to. So let's have a look. So this is the landing page, and if I click on enter, it will take me to this page right here, and it has some issues. It's supposed to be a double page like slider thingy. Let me ask Antigravity to fix it. So here I've added a prompt for it to go through the design reference again and build a dashboard that suits it more. Check out this updated dashboard, and it looks way better now with all the different elements. That actually looks like what I visioned it to be, and the smooth scroll effect as well as animations are just cherry on top. Back in our Antigravity, and it's time to use the surprise special tool that I talked about which can be used to integrate third-party application into your website. And I'm talking about MCP servers. Okay, so imagine this. Right now, your AI agent is like a person logged into a room without any internet service. It cannot access anything unless you give the data to it, which would be like manually bringing something into the room. But MCP servers act like middleman, which stays between you and your data. It stays near your data, and when AI asks what's in that folder, the server fetches it and translates it in a format that AI understands. In a simpler term, it gives AI a key to your digital data. Now, how can you access MCP in Antigravity? So on top of your chat, next to the name, you'll find additional option there. Select MCP servers. Now you can search any server from here, but right now we are going to use Firebase and simply install it by clicking on this download button in the corner. And here the MCP for Firebase will be open and you can check out that it is enabled. Click on back to agent, and here is where things get interesting. Let me show you exactly how you can use MCP to leverage and create the backend for your application. What I did here is add in a prompt to create a fully functional backend, having the login as well as sign up feature, use Google authentication, and basically make all those pages following the theme of the website. I've also added in a flow that it should follow, and all I have to do is simply click on send and my backend will be ready within a few minutes. Here they have given me an updated implementation plan which I can approve and which will start the generation of my app features. Now I have to follow these steps right here to actually authenticate my Firebase and log in using Antigravity. So I'm going to go click on this link, and here I'll select the account that I'm using, give it permission, click on yes button, verify your session ID, this one, which is the same as this which my agent has mentioned in the chat. So I can go ahead, click on the yes button, and all I have to do is copy this code from here and paste it in my chat, and the agent will do the rest. You can see that it is trying to complete the Firebase MCP login using the code that we just provided. Okay, so it is done implementing our whole backend as well as authentication. So let's check it out. This is the entrance page, and once I click on this enter, we are already in. So let me try to use an incognito window instead. So here if I enter, it lands us on the authentication page. I have email, password, and I think a Google sign up button was supposed to be here, but it's not there. We'll ask AI to fix it later, and if you already have account, you can go ahead log in, or else you have to register, for which we have to enter an access code which AI gave us as NYX 2026, and now I can go ahead enter in my email and password. So let me fix these button and Google bugs and change the background to black as well. So here I've mentioned all the changes that are required, which is changing the mode of the website to dark, making sure that the visibility of the button is there, as well as changing up the position a bit. While that's happening, we have another task at hand, which is this right here. We have to go to our Firebase console and give the Google sign-in as well as email password access from our Firebase console. So once you're in your Firebase console, from your sidebar, click on build and go to authentication. Now click on the sign-in methods. Here you have to select what all methods you want to add in for your user. For now, we are going to stick with email, password, and Google. So first off, I'm going to click on email and password and enable this and save it. Next, click on add new provider, select Google, enable this as well, and you'll have to select your support email from here. Basically, this is the email that will be shown to the user while they decide to log in or sign up using Google authentication. Now save this as well and you're all set. Okay, even our changes are being applied, so let's try logging in to our website. Here we have the landing page, and now this is the login option. If I click on continue with Google, select the account, it gave me this error because I've not yet registered myself. So what I'm going to do is going to apply for access, enter in my access code, which is this right here, and then use the sign up option. And as you can see, it let me in directly onto our website. Just to cross verify, you can go ahead, check your Firebase console, and here you can check out my email address as well as the provider and the date that it was created on. So every user that logs in or sign up will be showed over here. Fascinating, isn't it? Your whole backend workflow created by AI and you didn't even have to do anything. Now, a real website that's fully functional is nothing without monetization. And as we know that the website is an exclusive club event website, it would obviously require a paywall. So to build that, I'm going to be using another one of the MCPs, going to MCP servers, searching for an MCP called Stripe because that's what I'm going to use as my mode of payment. Now, I already have this installed. You can go ahead, install it, and you have to enter in your Stripe secret key once you install it. Now, to get your Stripe key, simply go to Stripe, create an account if you don't already have one, and log in. Now here right now I'm in the test mode because our application is still under development, and here you can find out your API keys right on your homepage. But if you don't have this recommendation of API keys or you have accidentally closed it, you can go to settings, click on developers, and you'll find API keys. Click on manage API keys, and here you'll find all of your API keys. Now for your Antigravity, you'll have to select the key that is named secret key, which is right here. Just click on it, it will be copied, paste it in here and save it, and your MCP will be loaded. Now I'm going to ask my agent to add in a paywall right after my user signs up, and if it is an already existing member, then they shouldn't see the payment page. And at the end of my prompt, I'm going to add in my publishable key. Don't worry if you don't remember this because the agent will ask for it sooner or later. So right now I know that it will require the publishing key, so I'm going to provide it in this prompt itself. Again, in your manage keys, you'll find this publishable key. Just copy, paste in your prompt, and you're all set. Just enter and wait for it to create the payment page for you. Here the agent asked me for my secret key as well, so I'm going to add that, and then it will start the implementation as laid out in this implementation plan. The agent is still working, but check this out. It is testing out the functionality before it gives me a thumbs up that the functionality is working. And I find this so cool, like just watching the agent test out different features and elements of the application. Okay, so our payment is configured, so let's test it out. And here you can see you get the payment option. Now I can enter in the details. These are the details that I got from Stripe test API, and I'm going to click on the pay button, which takes me to this authentication option. Okay, so our paywall is all functioning and running. Now all that's left to do is actually deploy our application so that it's live for any audience to use. To do so, you can either upload your code using the GitHub MCP and choose any website of your choice, but right now I'm going to be using Firebase itself to deploy my code. All I have to do is ask agent to deploy the code on Firebase because our connections have already been established. We are logged into our Firebase, and check this out. Just like that, my website is now live. Can you believe it? We didn't even write a single line of code, and I have a fully functional website that accepts payment, has a working database, and is also live. And the best part, it took me less than 15 minutes. Can you imagine? So, a quick recap of what just happened. We used Google Gemini or any AI to brainstorm our idea to get some clarity, used it to even create a design file as well as a tech file for us, using which we configured and designed our dashboard and the landing page. Next, we built database, handled payment, deployed our website to Firebase, and all that using just a few MCPs and Google Antigravity. Now, these MCPs are not limited to Firebase and Stripe, but there are MCPs for Supabase, Notion, Vercel, etc. So you have just learned a system that works for any app. And what did this creation cost you? Firebase, that is $0. Stripe Pay charges you only when you make real sale. Antigravity is free tier, and Firebase hosting only charges you when your app goes live and is used by audience. Now here's your challenge. Don't just watch this video, build something this week. Pick any 2 MCPs, it doesn't matter. Build something and drop what you build in comments, and subscribe for more videos like this.